and welcome to New in Books in March. So this is books that are coming out in March, and I am putting up this video a little bit late, which is sad. I need to get caught up though, so I keep putting out the video the month before, not in the middle of the month it's actually happening. But hopefully I can get caught up. But the very first book I'm so excited about. All the books, I usually try to pick 5 books. Sometimes I'm too excited and I pick 6 or 7, but typically I try and pick 5 books every month that I'm excited about or releasing, and then people sometimes will tell me like, I'm excited about this book, and then it'll get put on my list. But these are ones that I've been looking out for, and honestly this month everything has been pre-ordered. Like I pre-ordered it before the year even started, and yeah, I'm excited about like all these books easily. So the first book is A Rule of Wolves. So it's The King of Scars #2 by Leigh Bardugo. It comes out March 30th, 2021. So a year or so ago, I read King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo when it first came out. I don't know if it was a year ago or over a year now. But I absolutely loved it. It's part of her Grishaverse series. You do need to read like the other series to really enjoy this book, I believe. At least you need to read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. But what gives that storyline a really good background is the original Grishaverse, which is Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm and Ruin and Rising, because I don't want to go into this and explain the multiple complicated characters, but there are some characters that I absolutely adored and loved in the other story, and that's why I loved this book and kept reading it, because I really, really liked it. So those characters. And I'm excited to go on with it. I think this is another duology. I don't think so far I love it as much as Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, but it's still like, because I'm a hyper fan, like I'm a huge fan. I am, yeah, definitely pre-ordered, definitely gonna down with the Grishaverse, but this probably won't be till an April read because it comes out at the end of the month of March. So, it's The Rose Code by QUINN. I am almost done with this book. I think originally it was supposed to come out March 21st, and now I think it's coming out March 9th, if you guys can get a hold of it. But I loved this book because QUINN wrote The Alice Network, which Reese Witherspoon list hooked me onto the Alice Network, and then she put out The Huntress, and that's the book that really made me fall in love with the author, and I really, really enjoyed it. I love a good historical read. Typically, her stories involve like really fierce and powerful women who did something kind of incredibly cool during the war that's not like a story you typically hear. And then, yeah, you just get really close to these women. So far in the storyline, there's a couple of women who are code breakers, and it jumps to the beginning and you know something tragic has happened to one of them, so you're already intrigued. Last year, I adored The Huntress, so I'm just like already excited. It's really easy to be excited and into a book. But yeah, so definitely check this one out. I'm having fun with it. And if you liked the Alice Network, never The Huntress, just yeah, move on to The Rose Code. But go back. I loved The Huntress. I loved it as well. Next one I pre-ordered as well because I found these books last year and absolutely loved them. And it's Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert and Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. So the one coming out right now is Act Your Age, Eve Brown, Brown Sisters #3 by Talia Hibbert, and it comes out March 9th. Okay. So this tells the story about Eve and Jacob, which is the 3rd storyline, and it's a fun storyline that I really love, and it's about a girl who's like doesn't have it together, okay? She's a bit of a hot mess, she's having a moment in life, and the guy is super controlled. Like, I like it either way, if the girl's super controlled or the guy, it doesn't matter. I like that kind of story where they kind of bring things out of each other, like some semblance of like control and some semblance of like doing fun sporadic things. So I already like the storyline like enough. Like I love that part about it. But the story is about like a girl. I think the guy like breaks something, a bone, and he needs help with an in, and she kind of takes over and she's like all up in his space, and he just can't handle it because she's a bit of a mess and can't do things right, supposedly. So yeah, I already love the storyline. It already sounds fun, and I'm excited. I'm excited for it because I loved the way she wrote Get a Life, Danny Brown. I love Take a Hint, Danny Brown. I didn't love the characters so much, but I still really truly enjoyed the story. Can't wait to continue this journey with Talia Hibbert. They're usually fun, even though they touch on like deeper issues that are hard. They're just so easy for me to read. They're so like, it's not super emotionally challenging or anything. They're usually still fun and funnily written stories. It's hard to come across a romance writer who's funny also, as well as can kind of swoon worthy. So Absolutely loved it, having fun with them, and can't wait to move on to book number 3. So book number 4 I'm really excited about as well. I hate that word. I need to come up with a different word besides excited. But last year I got sent Crave by Tracy Wolff, and it's probably not a book based on people who I like reading, based on their reviews I would have picked up originally. But it was said it was kind of Twilight, kind of is, but I didn't think it was like that at all once I read it. I really enjoyed it and had fun, and I'm glad I read it because it was like the first vampire book I had read in a while that I truly enjoyed, and a teen vampire at that, because you really got to sell it to me because I am way no longer a teen. But it's fun. She goes to this school with all these monsters, and then Crush was fun as well, and I thought made the story even better. So book number 4 is... So book number 4 is Covet by Tracy Wolff, and it comes out March 2nd, so mine should be on the way here already. And it's expanding this storyline about this girl who is a gargoyle. She goes to school with a bunch of monsters. There is some very like things dead on the line, like you can't do this because it's like written in stone kind of things. So there are a lot of fun things. There's a lot of school challenges that make the school unique, and I just like all the characters and all the twists and turns these storylines have. So I'm excited to go on with the next one. And this one really made me so mad and left off with this kind of cliffhanger. So I can't wait to see where the story goes. So I definitely pre-ordered Covet. It looks like it has a pretty cover. It's going to be like really pretty on the shelves. It's going to be black, white, and then red. But I'm glad I picked these up last year. Both of them came out last year, which is so nice when you don't have to wait years in between storylines like this that are kind of more complicated and have a lot of different characters. But I really enjoyed it. It's a great YA like fantasy read, and with a strong female character, and that I enjoy it. So let's move on to book number 5. Next book is Accidentally Engaged by Farah, Heron, and it comes out March 2nd, 2021. I have this one checked out because... or not checked out. I have this book on like hold to check out because I heard nothing but good reviews, so they must have had really good NetGalley reviews, and I love a good new book like this. But it tells a story about kind of an arranged marriage, not really arranged marriage, but a dad who's like really into his daughter's love life and is like pushing this guy on her, and at first she's just like, you know, you don't want anything to do with the people your parents want you to hook up with. But he puts this guy in like an office across from her. And then something dramatic happens in her life, it says, and that she basically needs him in order to win a contest because her life just kind of fell apart all of a sudden. And so he does a fake engagement. So it's a fake engagement trope. I do love these sometimes if the storyline gets it right. But since it does have good reviews, I'm believing them all. I'm believing them all and wanting to get the storyline right. But I've just heard about this book for like a long time now. Like they must have like sent out the arcs really early on. And so it's finally here, so I can finally check it out and read it. And yeah, I'm excited about it. But those are all the books that I want to read in March or read soon in March that are coming out new. And it's fun and fresh. And there's a bunch of series, obviously. It's like all the books, like I really, except for one of them, like all the books I pre-ordered all decided to come out in March. But those are all the books I'm excited about. So let me know if you guys are excited about any as well. And I will see you guys in the next video. See you guys next time. Bye.